Hello, this is World University and Schools monthly business meeting on Saturday, June 15th, 2024. And I'm holding up a World University and School.org sticker with a academic press at World University and School.org second URL as well, and some Twitter feeds for you to find out more about World University and School online. As we wait to see if people will join us, and one person seemed to ask to talk with World University and School in email just recently. Pranav Siddharth, I think was his name. Let me see. And I've invited him to join the Nirav Jagad, NIRAVJAGAD, at a email address that has shop in it, with much relevance for the WUaS bookstores, computer stores, robotics stores, computer stores. He's from India, from Gujarat speaking India, but I think he's based in Nevada, in Las Vegas. And in inviting him to join the Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern Time WUaS News and Question and Answer, potentially we'll be able to talk about possibly the WUaS educational services stores and similar, as well as answer his questions about World University and School and WUaS educational services stores academic press in 7,164 known living languages. I just changed on the World University and School wiki, Twitter feed, and also the SGK MAC LEOD Twitter feed, which is for languages planned in World University and Schools, planned in all 200 countries' main languages for free degrees in those languages for free bachelor, PhD, law, medicine, IB, high school, AA, and master's degrees, and planned also in all 7,164 known living languages for wiki schools, people-to-people teaching and learning. Just posted to the and pinned to the Twitter feeds for WORLD, UNIV, ANDSCH, and twitter.com/SGK MAC LEOD, which is about languages. The possibility to matriculate play into World University at School at this time with CS First with Google at World University and School, learning the Scratch programming language in combination with Lego robotics. Potentially, a student could order a kit of Lego Spike Prime robotics and work through the CS First with Google at WUaS course and matriculate in to World University and School for a free 4-year bachelor's degree and a free or a free 2-year AA degree, and eventually in all 200 countries' languages. So I'm holding up a Lego Spike Prime robotics kit printer I made, and it's one part of what people might do playing into matriculating or enrolling at World University and School. So today's WUaS monthly business meeting, agenda item 0. So once in a blue moon, MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki world university and schools, 206 universities in each of all 206 countries, approximately, per recent Olympic Games, and in their main languages. For free to students, MD, PhD, law, IB high school, or similar AA, bachelor, and master's degrees, as well as wiki schools in all 7,164 living languages on the free MIT OpenCourseWare-centric World University and School Wing, and growing a WUaS about abolition movement worldwide as well, seeking to abolish the wrongful buying and selling of people in the illegal sex, drugs, violence, etc. industries internationally, to protect students potentially as they study from their homes. And as in World University and School WUaS coding for all 7.9 billion people, further for free universal education, people to people, and wiki in these 7,164 languages. Also on the free MIT OpenCourseWare-centric World University and School Degrees wing from worlduniversityandschool.org. And on the other wing, on the WUaS Corporation wing, to end poverty worldwide with potentially Stanford Mine cryptocurrency. And you can begin to get free money daily with Stanford Mine Pi with this invitation code at this URL, minepi.com/SGKMAC, minepi.com/SGKMAC. And again, for all 7.9 or many of all 7.9 billion people on the planet. And regarding the WUaS educational services stores, 2 for books, computers, robotics, groceries, department, retail stores, and at the WUaS educational services store and academic press URL, worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. Again, in all 200 countries and in their 200 main languages. So just updated significantly further on the wiki side, the WUaS wiki homepage at wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org, and check it out. Potentially is a way to access free online degrees from home in your country and your language eventually. And also with, I updated the main wiki page, front page for World University and School, again, wiki.worlduniversityandschool.org, with the Tulify AI WUaS article, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI, hashtag WUaS, UNIVS on Twitter, and hashtag Tulify AI WUaS on Twitter too. It's an incredible article from Peter Norvig too, and regarding developing MIT OpenCourseWare with language diversity, and also developing a realistic virtual earth that scientists and machine learning could help build, as well as the study of bliss and enjoyment in learning, and with regard especially to a virtual Harbin Hot Springs, which would be in a realistic virtual earth as well. So a set of tweets in these regards. Hashtag Tulify AI created, quote, hashtag revolutionizing education with hashtag machine learning and AI, hashtag WUaS UNIVS, and the Tulify.ai website address, webpage address, and it was updated March 2nd, 2024. But hashtag Tulify AI WUaS has not yet created a hashtag realistic virtual Earth mentioned for the first time by someone other than, and in my blog, scott-mccloud.blogspot.com, and in the virtual Earth label at World University and School. So exciting for this new realistic virtual Earth development that Peter Norvig also focuses on in this Toolify AI WUaS article, and regarding online classrooms and STEM field sites, and so much more in something like Google Street View with Time Slider, Google Maps, Google Earth, TensorFlow AI. And as each of the nation states on the nation states wiki subject page at World University and School becomes each an online major wiki university in each country's official language, accrediting initially on CC for MIT OpenCourseWare in its 5 languages. So agenda item 1. This is a video conversation between Bill Gates and Sal Khan about Sal Khan's Brave New Words, and not Brave New World, a dystopian novel by Aldous Huxley, and regarding AI in education in particular. And it's exciting and dynamic and so informative. It will give you a new language to talk about AI with, and World University and School seeks to engage some of these processes as we develop our wiki schools and our online degrees with large language models in many different languages, building on potentially some of the thinking here that Bill Gates and Sal Khan share. And a second related video, an interview between Sal Khan and Angela Duckworth, who's a University of Pennsylvania professor, and who went to Harvard in neurobiology as an undergrad, and Sal Khan went to MIT as an undergrad, I think in computer science and AI. And the interview between Sal Khan and Angela Duckworth is titled "How AI Will Revolutionize Education." Check it out. It's great, and also very relevant, and something World University and School will build on. Turns out that both Sal Khan's book before Brave New Words, called One World Schoolhouse, and Angela Duckworth's book, Grit, about passion and perseverance in education and learning, both were published by Inkwell Publishing in Philadelphia and New York. And World University and School is exploring a possible book deal for my upcoming Society and Information Technology and the Global University book. So more about that later in today's World University and School monthly business meeting. Agenda item 1, 2. So a set of tweets regarding the article, the interview between Bill Gates and Sal Khan, fascinating. Hashtag AI in education. Quote, skills that you practice at 11:55, Bill Gates says that students might practice getting knowledge from AI and machine learning and adding value, for example, with accuracy, with different sources. And this is an interesting new, remarkable addition in the sphere of education, that students might be practicing with AI and machine learning as it iterates, as it develops, as it grows, and for their own education. A major change from previous educational practices in fascinating ways. And agenda item 2, WUaS play matriculating, and with Lego Prime Robotics, and in learning the Scratch programming language 2 for a free MIT OpenCourseWare-centric, also WUaS Bachelor or AI degree from home. It's happening now. Email sgkmacleod@worlduniversityandschool.org. For a long time, students have gone through an application process to get into universities in the United States, in particular. And at this point, as World University and School develops and begins to seek further steps in accrediting with Middle States Commission on Higher Education, you can play matriculate in to World University and School. So how will prospective matriculating students be able to play into at World University and School, e.g. with hashtag Lego Robotics and regarding hashtag WUaS Home Robotics in lieu of applying, and hashtag play learn throughout their hashtag free WUaS degrees, not only Bachelor and AA, but also IB or similar high school, but also for MD Law and PhD, hashtag WUaS play. And there's a picture of a robotics, a Lego brick creation on the QuakerScotland.org website for Edinburgh Central meeting of a little Quaker meeting made out of Lego bricks with Lego people in Quaker meeting, inspiring for potentially how prospective students might play learn at World University and School through their free degrees online from home, for example. So in some of these regards, there's also a new WUaS Twitter feed or Twitter profile that's Quaker and yoga focused, and it's twitter.com/Q_yoga Macflower. And it emerges partly as from my being a yoga teacher and regarding the yoga notations in the WUaS monthly business meeting agenda and news for today for 6/15/24. Check these out as well. Agenda item 3, a new hashtag age meter per Twitter profile at GeoChurch, George Church, the Harvard and MIT professor of genetics Twitter feed, that would be interoperable with hashtag time slider in hashtag G Street View, G Cell View, G Atom View, hashtag G Gene View, hashtag Gene Data, and with hashtag WUaS Hospital Rooms, with the YouTube video, how to view Google Street View in a smart meeting room from Shropshire, England, and Igloo Vision. And this retweets a Twitter post with a video of George Church in it. First mention of an age meter that I saw, and the above set of tweets retweets this. The Twitter feed with George Church's 45-second video reads, "For your longevity medical practice, add revenue and further engage patients. Age meter, described by George Church, a DNA pioneer who made sequencing affordable. Time Magazine World's 100 Most Influential People Titan, elected to the National Academy of Sciences. And George Church, in this short video, explains also how they used a version of this age meter in their research at Harvard and MIT for age reversal too. Exciting to potentially combine an age meter with Google Street View with time slider, the time slider aspect, and potentially even in a WUaS hospital room, such that one would be able to connect the time slider potentially to an avatar agent electronic health record that might be in Google Street View with time slider in a computer set of computers, and that this could, with an age meter, allow one to potentially identify the age of someone who was seeking to reverse their age or extend their age, and even in parts of their body, possibly. And in the process, potentially lead to further adding of vaccine material or similar into an age, possibly an avatar agent, electronic health record, or into the person itself, that would then either cause aging reversal to occur with something that emerges from Yamanaka factors, or extreme longevity to occur, potentially with IT and machine learning as well in this Google Street View with time slider, with Google Maps, Google Earth, TensorFlow AI scenario. Potentially many hospitals would work on this, many universities on such an aging reversal room for the vast innovative possibilities in all of this. And an age meter would be correlated or interoperable with time slider in Google Street View, with Pegman becoming our avatar agent, electronic health records of you and I would be remarkable. So agenda item 4, WUaS accreditation with Middle States Commission on Higher Education 2. There's an email that I shared with Shady Side Academy friends, mostly my friends from the second half of the 1970s, and Bart Griffith, the president of Shady Side Academy, and Trixie Sabundayo, the head of the senior school at Shady Side Academy. And regarding further, with the green light from Middle States Commission on Higher Education, how best for WUaS to proceed with Middle States Commission on Higher Education accreditation in conjunction with the state of Pennsylvania licensure, both of which WUaS has received the green light for, but has not yet begun much the paperwork or paid the fees. And where I learned from a Middle States Commission on Higher Education panel earlier this year, panel presentation, that I would not be the person to write these applications for WUaS accreditation, for example, and potentially, possibly, with the help of Shady Side Academy's Bart Griffith and Trixie Sabundayo and Sean Flaherty, a lawyer in Pittsburgh, also who went to Shady Side Academy in the second half of the 1970s, and others. And I wonder how we might proceed with this. World University and School continues to seek for US federal law with US states laws and international law, and uniform services law too, to work effectively together in new ways, and in growing an abolition movement further to protect people, potentially WUaS students and all students, in all 200 countries and in their main languages. Great to be in further communication. Best wishes, abolitionally, friendly Quaker regards. Thanks. So in the accreditation process, how will we be able to possibly explore further accrediting World University and School, WUaS, and even in potentially coding for all 7.9 billion people on the planet as World University and School further matriculate students. So I met Sean Flaherty last Sunday, June 9th, 2024, at Beechwood Farms Nature Center outside of Pittsburgh. And he was in a remarkable convertible vehicle with the top down. And it made me wonder what this vehicle could be too, even as a possible Chase Bank loaner car. The doors opened up at a 45-degree angle, as if the car could, if it were a flying car, could fly. So check out the letter in World University and School Monthly Business Meetings agenda and news. And this is regarding also potentially in our brief conversation, exploring coding for all 7.9 billion people on the planet, potentially to distribute a single cryptocurrency worldwide, like Stanford MindPi cryptocurrency, potentially to end poverty with UBI experiments, and also for 7.9 billion people with avatar agent electronic health records, and potentially if we live to 150 more years, or 300 more years, or 800 more years. And Sean said in our very brief conversation, I am still a lawyer. And this is also in MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School of the WUaS Corporation, growing a worldwide abolition movement to protect kids, women, from the illegal sex, drugs, and violence industries internationally and their largest networks of violence, and potentially with avatar agent electronic health records and MD psychiatry and even tracking and culture change. And with me living in asylum in Western Pennsylvania right now in Pittsburgh, having fled for my life from the SF Bay Area in August of 2022, and also with a murderous run-through attempt, sadly, by a craven psychopath, Swiss or Lebanese soldier, a murderer, in my first asylum house in Pittsburgh, at 210 East End Avenue, Pittsburgh. And as World University and School continues to seek to knock back international organized crime significantly, and after my father's, Gordon Kenneth MacLeod, MD's, first subdural hematoma in Belize on 12/30/04, about 20 years ago, on University of Pitt managed at the time semester at sea, potentially by international organized crime rings, and how best to grow this with World University and School, growing, accrediting, and beginning to offer online free to students MIT OpenCourseWare-centric as this abolition movement grows in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, and in the US and in all 200 countries. Best wishes, abolition, thanks, friendly Quaker greetings, Scott. Check out the letter in the WUaS agenda and news for monthly business meeting today, 6/15/2024. It's also posted on Thursday, the 13th of June, in both blogs, scott-mccloud.com and worlduniversityandschool.blogspot.com. So there's also a PS to this letter to Shadyside Academy friends, and potentially regarding friendly informed World University and School, and a Quaker desiderata, the prose poem that's 22 lines long, and regarding William Penn, and regarding also a #realistic virtual earth for history. And think Google Street View with time slider, Google Maps, Google Earth, that we can all add to. And even brainstorming wise, a kind of Quaker, for example, spices, simplicity, peace, integrity, community, equality, stewardship, with desiderata prose poem words to live by, approach to creating a realistic virtual earth. And regarding Penn's Woods, Pennsylvania since 1681, Quakers' involvement in abolition too. And as information technologies develop, will we be able to go back in time in a realistic virtual earth for history and even talk with William Penn iteratively in the 1680s in Pennsylvania? And there's a set of tweets in those regards as well. So check out the Quaker Desiderata set of tweets. Also in the agenda and news for monthly business meeting today, and #Quaker Service, #Brigitta Alexander, and her YouTube video. She's a nearly lifelong Quaker who saved her life by becoming a Quaker after she moved to the States from Lübeck, Germany. We had a Christmas dinner with her and her family. George Alexander, a brilliant MD, psychoanalytic psychiatrist, raised a Presbyterian in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And check out this agenda item 4 that I just shared with you, and the Desiderata prose poem as well. Agenda item 5, Toyota electric bicycle developments. Interoperate with #Toyota mobility cargo bike, with Toyota THR3s, Toyota humanoid robotics, and Toyota Sienna vans as 3 #autonomous systems, WUaS autonomous systems. This is a set of tweets. So Toyota has a fairly new cargo bike that will be electric. And how can these 3 systems, Toyota humanoid robots, Toyota Sienna vans, and Toyota cargo vans, bicycles, all work together? Could a Toyota Sienna van charge them? And how will they work together as autonomous systems? Interesting times we live in. Could Toyota Sienna vans become student housing also? And could the upcoming Toyota Sienna van 2025 actually pull 3,500 pounds across the US 3,000 miles? To be seen. Agenda item 6, check out the blog posts for WUaS from WUaS News and Question and Answer for May 2024 on Mondays, and since the last WUaS monthly business meeting, and through June 2024 so far, with video recordings too. And regarding #WUniversity, #World University in School, and 200 WUaS countries for free hashtag MIT OCW-centric WUS degrees, and also regarding the hashtag Toolify AI WUaS article, and the hashtag realistic virtual earth, all on Twitter. Hashtags take one in interesting new ways when one clicks on them as links, making connections with previous use of these hashtags in idea generative, remarkable, and great ways. Also regarding hashtag see these four WUS news and question answers regarding hashtag WUS accrediting, hashtag free WUS degrees, and also hashtag WUS primatology, the study of primates and higher apes, and hashtag realistic virtual earth, and also hashtag WUaS bliss, which the remarkable Toolify AI article from Peter Norvig gets into, explores explicitly, writes about, touches on. Thank you, Peter. The next agenda item 7, the next WUaS monthly business meeting is on June 17th, 2024, Monday, at 7 a.m. Pacific time, 10 a.m. Eastern time, 7:30 p.m. India time, with an invitation to join it. The Zoom meeting URL is in today's agenda and news. And also agenda item 8 on the nonprofit side, WUaS got a reminder to update TechSoup, which is an organization in San Francisco or the San Francisco Bay Area, to update TechSoup for nonprofits QuickBooks accounting software. We've been in this in the past, and we have access to it. And World University and School, in the wing that I just shared about in these 8 agenda items, is a 501c3 nonprofit. And this is a very interesting approach with QuickBooks to begin to explore how to further develop World University and School financially with this accounting software on the nonprofit side. Because we're 2 wings and we're also a for-profit general stock company, the WUS Corporation, legal entity in California, we'll have to work out how we use such TechSoup for nonprofit software, accounting software, possibly for both wings too, with time. So changing wings to the second of 2 WUaS wings, the WUS Corporation, WUS Press. WUS Corporation Academic Press in 7,164 languages with machine learning. URL again is worlduniversityandschool.org/academicpress.html. Agenda item A, curated coaching, the acceleration project with Chase Bank, and via invitations to WUS from Stanford, LBAN, Latino Business Action Network, have had 5 invitations, have participated in 4 of these. Stanford Latino Business Action Network invited curated coaching TAP in partnership, I think, with Chase Bank sessions, have learned from these further ways to grow World University and School in WUAS, seeking Chase Bank loans for the flagship WUAS bookstore, computer store, robotics store, educational services stores on Walnut Street first in Shadyside in Pittsburgh, PA. And the WUS with the WUS Corporation in all 200 countries, WUAS educational services, and with the WUAS Corporation in all 200 countries with WUAS educational services stores. And in seeking to hire 2.5 million people, slightly or somewhat bigger than Walmart over the next 50 to 75 years on both WUAS wings. One, the WUS Corporation, the for-profit general stock company, legal entity in California, and two, the MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki academic school, World University and School wing at worlduniversityandschool.org. So an email after hearing from Chase Bank's executive office, Clarice, by phone on Thursday afternoon at around 4:30 p.m. And here's my email in response with regard to where World University and School WUS Corporation in particular is in communication with Chase Bank and potentially for Chase Bank loans. Dear Clarice, in the Chase Bank Executive Office, Central Time, US, JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, a Harvard alumnus, US Senator and former Harvard Law Professor Elizabeth Warren, MacArthur President John Palfrey, and Harvard alumnus too, as well as a former Harvard Law Professor. Chase Bank with curated coaching TAP consultants Jenny Ling, Samantha Garbus, Kelly Hodelek, and newly Nancy Tam via an initial invitation to WUAS from Stanford Elban and Shauna McNally, Chase Bank, Shadyside, Pittsburgh, PA, VP, all. Thanks, Clarice, in the Chase Bank Executive Office, Central Time, US, for your call just now again. And for saying the MIT OpenCourseWare Wiki, World University and School WS Corporation, WS Chase Bank loans issue, I think, escalated to you. And that you are now WUAS's point of contact at Chase. In addition, I think, to CEO Jamie Dimon above and Jenny Ling, our first WUS curated coaching consultant on December 8th, I think, 2023, potentially. I was just able to get into my Chase accounts again here at secure.chase.com/web/AUTH/dashboard, #dashboard/overview. Although in your last call and message to me, you said that Chase has no relationship with WUAS whatsoever, which again didn't seem accurate because I was able to get into the my Chase Bank account website again and credit card account website again. I and MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki WUAS are approaching to appreciating the 5 invitations to WUAS from Stanford Elban, initially in collaboration with Chase Bank and credit card partnering with curated coaching TAP sessions, and how, for example, Nancy Tam, the last WUS curated coaching TAP consultant in Germany, but originally from San Francisco, suggested not taking no for an answer. As the president, CEO, founder, a professor at, and presiding clerk of MIT OpenCourseWare-centric Wiki World University and School, and given the, quote, murder, unquote, word I heard in the Chase Bank Shadyside, PA, the last time I was there, and in talking with Shauna McNally, a VP there at Chase Bank Shadyside, Pittsburgh, PA, at the close of our conversation, and in seeking to stay alive, and given to also the subpoenaed to Chase 14 bank statements I received from my 2 bank accounts, X1991 and X3218, and in seeking to get my Chase credit card reactivated or reinstated, could we please communicate solely in email and with Chase CEO Jamie Dimon in the communication, and also potentially with or without everyone above here in this thread or similar, given this history and as I seek to stay alive. Here are the agenda and news for the open Saturday, 6/15/24 WUAS monthly business meeting, loosely conducted in the manner of Quakers at noon Eastern time with Zoom URL. So I invited Clarice and others to this monthly business meeting at World University and School, in which you're alternatively welcome to participate as well. In monthly business meeting, WUS will address the question of Chase Bank loans in agenda item A, which we're doing now, on the WS Corporation wing, and in a developing agenda item as well, which is a developing agenda item. And please see agenda item 3 as it develops regarding the email to Sean Flaherty, attorney with offices at the other end of Walnut Street, Shadyside, Pittsburgh, PA, and where a Chase managing director or director in the Chase Shadyside Bank, Michael Foster, is also a Shadyside Academy alumnus, like Sean Flaherty and myself, Scott McLeod, albeit graduating a decade or so after we did in the second half of the 1970s. Michael Foster is a Harvard alumnus too, and so is CEO Jamie Dimon, and Elizabeth Warren, U.S. Senator from Massachusetts and former Harvard law professor, is also in this Harvard network as a former Harvard law professor, and a number of other people above as well. So if I don't see an email from you tomorrow, that was yesterday, I'm writing this email on Thursday, June 13th, or get a call to my message machine in reply to this email yesterday, Friday, June 14th, for example, I may seek to call you early next week to follow up on some of these issues. But I think working in email would be much better, safer to get these issues around Chase Bank loans to World University and School clear and developing. And in WUAS, having sought a US federal investigation into Chase Bank, Wilkinsburg, Pittsburgh, PA 15221, and Chase Bank, Moraga 94556, near Canyon 94516, where I lived for about 13 years till September of 2020, where I moved to a safe house or unsafe house just north of Berkeley in El Cerrito, and which I'm seeking to move the WUAS Academic Medical Center with WUS Longevity Genetics Institute back into Canyon 94516 in 2024. So regarding this Chase Bank, Moraga 94556. And as a US federal law and US states, as US federal law and US states laws work effectively together in new ways, and in communication with US Senator and former Harvard law professor Elizabeth Warren, JP Morgan, Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, a Harvard alumnus, and others in this thread and otherwise. Thanks for your call, abolitionally, in asylum in PA from CA, seeking to stay alive, friendly Quaker greetings, minding the light, best wishes, Scott G.K. McLeod, with the WUAS business plan for a startup business 2024. So agenda item B, in the last about 10 minutes that we have in this 6/15/24 monthly business meeting, curious about developing a whole new approach to a book. And this is on the academic press at World University and School WUS Corporation side of things. And in doing so, this would be a realistic virtual Harbin Hot Springs that could be published as a book in a completely new form online that we could enter into, and also to paper, say from Google Street View with Time Slider, Google Maps with Little Pegman becoming avatar agent electronic health records of you and I, and also our avatar bots that might enter virtual Harbin hot springs for soaking in a warm pool there and in our bathtubs from home. So what is a book? A book is a medium for recording information in the form of writing or images. And this is a definition in Wikipedia for book regarding hashtag physical digital, second, hashtag naked Harbin ethnography, which is the title of my first book, in Google Street View with Time Slider. And there's the URL or website address to the Harbin Gatehouse in Google Street View, from which into which you can enter and from which you can walk down about 4 virtual miles to the town of Middletown at times, but you can't yet go into the virtual Harbin hot springs in Google Street View. There's an invisible wall right at the gatehouse, the Harbin Gatehouse. This is regarding a Twitter feed also at Harbin Book, which is the Twitter feed for my first Harbin book. And the URL to the Harbin Book, you can see some pictures of the book itself and a MacBook Air laptop on a table. This was at Reed College, where I was about 10 years ago, with a picture on the screen of Google Street View with Time Slider of the Harbin Gatehouse. And in this set of tweets, we'd like to explore printing book definition, a medium for recording information in the form of writing or images, 1, from or in hashtag G Straight View with Time Slider, and 2, printed to paper. So this would be a completely new way of creating a book. It would also be for research, and the publishing might become interactive in an iterating realistic virtual earth with machine learning and artificial intelligence. Check out hashtag Tulify AI WUaS article from Peter Norvig, Revolutionizing Education with Machine Learning and AI in WUaS UNIVS. So these are directions the WUaS Press would like to explore heading in after for a 7th book, a second physical digital Harbin Hot Springs ethnography book project. And with inventing a book anew. Agenda item C in the WS Corporation, WS Press side, Society, Information Technology in the Global University, upcoming book by Scott G.K. McLeod, myself. Set of tweets, how to develop a book deal for hashtag Society, Info, Tech, and the Global University with an experienced publisher, hashtag Richard Pine at Inkwell Management in Philadelphia, who publishes Sal Khan Academy's hashtag Brave New Words, but actually One World Schoolhouse, his previous book, Sal Khan's previous book, per a talk between Sal and MacArthur Foundation's MacArthur Grant recipient, so-called Genius Grant, Angela Duckworth, and regarding her book, Grit, which was also published by Inkwell. So Sal Khan's One World Schoolhouse was published by Inkwell. Grit was published by Inkwell. And how to develop a book deal for Society, Info, Tech, and the Global University with an experienced publisher, Inkwell. A direction World University and School is heading in for this agenda item C. And amazingly, the write-up at Inkwell Press, Inkwell Publishers, mentions for Grit, the Power of Passion and Perseverance by Angela Duckworth, mentions JP Morgan Chase CEO Jamie Dimon, D-I-M-O-N. appreciating this mention as World University and School WUaS Press seeks to publish our 6th book, Society, Information Technology, and Global University, leading up to a 7th book, second Naked Harbin Ethnography, Harbin Ethnographic Book Project. Agenda item D, glad to be up. So this has to do with the WUaS Corporation's account with the state of California's Franchise Tax Board in California, which we became a for-profit general stock company legal entity in 2017, and ongoing request for updating a password there. So this has to do with also World University, WUaS, having paid taxes to the Franchise Tax Board in the state of California for the WUaS Corporation, on the one hand, on one wing, and on the other wing, having paid taxes to the state of California for the for-profit, our first wing, which is an exempt tax legal entity in California too. It's a third legal entity for World University and School some years ago. So we've paid taxes for both our wings, for both in California, for both of World University and Schools, MIT OpenCourseWare-centric wiki wing, and the WUaS Corporation wing, as we continue to grow as a nonprofit on the one hand, and figure out how to develop our second wing, the WUaS Corporation, a for-profit general stock company, on the other. So the last agenda item, E, is in having gotten this reminder to update TechSoup San Francisco for-profits QuickBooks accounting software, so we can get, WUaS can get TechSoup for nonprofits QuickBooks accounting software online from TechSoup as we update this account information, which would be for our 501c3 first wing. I'm adding this to the WUaS Corporation's second wing because we will have to figure out how to develop these two wings financially with accounting software, with time, and with their two different separate tax structures. So one question is, would we do accounting for TechSoup? Sorry, would we do accounting for nonprofits, QuickBooks accounting software for the WUaS Corporation? Theoretically, hypothetically, in combination with World University and School 501c3 tax-exempt legal entity, as well as a exempt legal entity in California as our three legal entities, or would we do financial accounting for both wings separately? And where would, conceptually, hypothetically, the TechSoup San Francisco for nonprofits QuickBooks accounting software play a role here? So that's the WUaS monthly business meeting for today. See you Monday, June 17th, 2024 at 10 a.m. I'll put the recording of this WUaS monthly business meeting for June 15th, 2024 on our current active World University and School YouTube channel, as well as to our main Twitter feeds. The YouTube channel is youtube.com/Scott McLeod World University. And the Twitter feeds are twitter.com/WORLD UNIVANDSCH and twitter.com/WUAS press. And they're they're somewhat active compared to the homepage for World University and School, which, by the way, just developed new ways of doing payment for World University and School's homepage with our host. So sgkmacleod@worlduniversityandschool.org is our email address presently. See you on Monday at 10 a.m., June 17th, 2024. Check out World University and School on Twitter and on YouTube. Until next time, bye for now.